Hi, and welcome to this week's version of Motivational Monday. Today's topic is hashtag loving me, and we're going to be talking about perseverance. Perseverance is something that is very important to me. I feel like it's a huge part of my character. When I make up my mind about something, it's pretty much going to happen. And I think having perseverance and being able to push through the difficult times in life is very, very important. And also, with regards to if you're ever interested in having your own business, it's not going to be easy. So, making sure that you don't just give up hope and you don't just walk away just because it got tough a little bit, but being able to fight for what you believe in is definitely going to be key. I'm going to start by defining perseverance. Perseverance is the quality that allows someone to continue trying to do something even though it's difficult. So even though life is going to throw curveballs at you, and even though you're going to deal with a lot of difficulties over time, being able to fight through that. And I think the quote, "When life gives you lemons, make lemonade," is so true to this. So lemons are naturally sour. So I think that references the fact that life is going to be sour sometimes. It's going to be difficult. It's going to have challenges. But on top of that, it when you make it into lemonade, it's sweet, it's enjoyable, it's a beverage that people look forward to on a hot day to try to cool off. So definitely, I think that quote in and of itself speaks volumes. And I know it becomes cliche because of overusage, but when you really think about what the quote means, it really means when things get tough and you're fighting through the challenges of life, you just do what you can and you use what you have around you to make it better. So, some must have tips for perseverance and success. For starters, you have to work hard. You have to be a hard worker in order to achieve the goals of success. Success looks so glamorous, but a lot of times we forget um, what all is in it. Also, you have to quiet the voice of resistance, the voice in your head that wants you to stay safe and surround yourself in your comfort zone. Growth and development happens as soon as you step out of that comfort zone. It's not going to be comfortable. And if it is comfortable, I would question whether or not you're growing and developing at a pace that you could be. You have to take actions. And taking actions wipe out the fear, but you want to do it deliberately. You don't want to just passively move through life. You want to make sure that you're making conscious decisions and you're making those efforts very intentionally to get to the next level. But maintain your enthusiasm. This can be done from knowing your big why, and just create visual reminders for your why. So, inside of my room, I have lots and lots of visuals. I have quotes all over the place that keep me focused. I have goals, I have reminders, I have my financials that, one of my goals for this year is to pay off my credit. I have my credit written all over my wall. And as I cross off each list, I mark it off. But be creative. So take risk and do what you would consider the unthinkable. And the next step I would say is pretty entertaining, but act like a grown up. So taking responsibility, let go of blame and excuses, and going the extra mile. So regardless of whose fault it is, just taking ownership and saying, you know what, I could have done this. I could have done that instead of trying to place the blame on someone else. And then do one more thing. When you want to quit, set the timer for 15 more minutes. If you're working on a task and you're like, listen, I'm just so over this, just do it a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And you'd be surprised where that can take you. But you definitely want to let go of bad habits, time wasters, and I would even say let go of the people who are bringing you down, who are keeping you away from your destiny. And you want to put your newfound energy into your dreams. So that energy that you would put towards maybe playing video games or watching TV, my guilty pleasure is movies. So that time and that energy that you put into those activities, put it towards your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. You have to be prepared. So begin your day with some quiet time, meditation, or journaling. Journaling I found works best for me. Choose your three most important tasks for each day. So by the end of today, I want to have accomplished X, Y, and Z. and make those your focuses. And then I would even say have a backup list so that when you do get through those three tasks, you have a couple that would be nice if you got through those. But don't allow for the interruptions and be 100% focused on your work. So if you say for the next 3 hours, I'm going to focus on my dreams and work on my plan, don't let interrupt stop you. Put your phone on do not disturb, close the door, lock the door, whatever it takes, but make sure you're staying focused. The next one I think is very, very, very important, creating a support network. I am so thankful for my support group. I have friends and family that legitimately care about my success, are pushing me to be the best person that I can be, and making sure that I don't slack. And I think that's the most important. And for me, I don't like the concept of yes men. I don't want you to just tell me I'm doing good just because you think that's what I want you to hear. If I need to hear that I'm doing bad or I'm slacking or if I could do something better, I'd rather hear the honest feedback, and make those necessary adjustments, even if it's not something that like feels good to hear. But find people who are doing what you do, what you want to do, and make friends with them. Get a mentor and hang out with people who are going to be a positive impact in your life and build a community or a network. But always make sure you're taking care of yourself. So keep your energy up, get good sleep, eat healthy, and exercise. Not necessarily my favorite thing in the world, but I do try. And take scheduled breaks. So if your favorite show comes on at 8 o'clock, say, you know what, when I get home at 6, I'm going to work from 6 to 8, watch my show from 8 to 9, and then from 9 to 11, finish working again. But hold yourself to that. And that gives you a chance to escape a little bit more. So, some helpful tips when you're dealing with the stressors of life, and it can be difficult to persevere and to continue to push through, particularly when you feel like you're on a hamster wheel of life. Like you're exerting all of this energy and you're focusing and you're working hard and you're trying your best and you're getting nowhere. That's what I like to call the hamster wheel of life. One of the things you can do is gain some inspiration, either from famous failures, or just people who are doing what you want to do. I promise you, I would bet that about 95% of people who are successful at one point in their lives were not. You think about Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team because he wasn't good enough. You think about Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first job because she wasn't meant. Walt Disney was fired from his job because he wasn't creative enough. And the list of failures go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, making sure that you believe in your dream and that you're fighting for that dream at every chance possible. And write your own script to life. It's your life, you only get one. So I think you should definitely make sure that you're doing everything that you want to do, making sure that you're doing the things that make you happy. And put a little bit of focus on the short term victories. So you might have a very elaborate goal, but break it down into smaller goals so that as you reach each milestone of that goal, you feel a little bit of victory in that. So if your goal is to maybe buy a house, in order to buy that house, you have to do a couple of things. You have to pay down some of your debt. You have to get qualified for a loan. You have to you have to find a home. You have to go into contract. Like there's steps along the way. You are taking every chance possible. Banishing the negative thoughts will definitely help. This is something that I have struggled with, because people would always say, think positive, focus on the good, focus on the good. Okay, but how do you do that? Because a lot of times your thoughts feel like you have very little control of them. But one way that you can do that is as soon as you think of a negative thought, immediately replace them with 3 positive thoughts. So if the thought that, oh, I can't do that, crosses your mind, immediately, well, I can do this. I can do that. And I'm really good at that. So just try your best to take captive of those negative thoughts. Don't allow them to take over your mind. You want to nip it at the bud as soon as you possibly can. But mistakes do happen. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for your mistakes to make you smarter. Every mistake that you have ever made is a lesson. So you either got it right, which is great, or you got it wrong. But you can learn from both of those. You can learn if you get it right, and you can learn if you got it wrong. And honestly, I think we learn more when we make mistakes in life. And honestly, just march to the beat of your favorite tune. Don't allow society to tell you what you should be, how you should do it, or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's your life. No one else is responsible for you but you. So, quotes that I have. The first one, perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th. Next one I have is great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. And then my last quote today, perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of the hard work you already did. As always, I welcome your thoughts. I actually want to hear some suggestions of and stories of how you persevered and your persevere those here. And also, if you have any suggestions about different topics you want to see covered, please feel free to leave those on the comments below. Thank you.